Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of KTComix. Today I have a really special new segment I want to try out. I'm calling it Wingin It. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm sitting down with a good friend, a collector, and we're going to do a hot wings challenge. What a hot wing challenge is we start off at the beginning with it not being so spicy and we work our way up to complete death. So it's going to be fun, but in the middle I'm going to ask him a couple questions relating to comic books and have some fun with it. So let's get going.
It's going to be a good time.
Alright, so we're here for the Hot Wing Challenge. I have my good friend here with me today, Jim. We're doing a Hot Wing Challenge. What's our first sauce that we're going to do?
Alright, so the first sauce, we're starting her off light here. We're going with the Frank's Hot Honey Garlic. It doesn't have a ton of heat to it, but it's got a wicked flavor, so it's awesome.
Okay, so we're starting off really easy. We've done a Hot Wings Challenge before. It sucks. It's not fun, but hey, we're doing it for the fans and everything, and it's gonna be a challenge. But let's get into it. So
our pain is your entertainment.
Here we go. For question number 1.
Easy.
That's good. Not too hot. It's definitely on the sweet side.
Yeah, little zing, mostly honey garlic.
Yeah.
It's just a really good sauce, and I'd recommend this to anybody. Absolutely anybody.
Yeah, it's really good. Actually, I like that. I'm going to get some.
Yeah.
Question number 1. Origin story. How did we meet, Jim?
Well, this is going a long time ago. I worked at Reader's Bookshop in Moose Jaw. And one day while I was working, in came 2 kids. One really short guy with red hair and freckles, and one taller guy behind him with a bleach blonde mushroom cut.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that would be either. But anyways, yeah, they came in, and they were interested in playing HeroClix, which, if you don't know what it is, it's a tabletop game where you have, different Marvel and DC superheroes. They've got their own little stat lines, and you know what? You just beat each other up on a map with them.
So if you're ever wondering who wins between Hulk and Superman, check out that game. It's pretty fun.
It's a ton of fun. Yeah. And they still make it, too.
Yeah, actually, I have a couple over here. If you're interested, put it down in the comments. Maybe we'll do a review on the HeroClix itself. So, it's awesome.
But, yeah, that led into, Kelly and I hanging out, playing other stuff. Like, we played a ton of Magic the Gathering. We traveled around for it. And then, we got into comics. And now we're here in a basement eating hot wings surrounded by really cool stuff.
Mom, we made it.
We did it! Now we're on to wing number 2, and this one is the Turner Taylor special. So this is Judd's Hot Sauce, which Kelly and Morgan gave out at their wedding. So it's got a little bit of a citrus taste to it. It's just a really nice, pleasant hot sauce.
Yeah. So Morgan is my wife, and So as wedding favors, what we did is we gave out hot sauce and honey, and Judd's was just by far the best one out of everything I sampled. So. I really like Judd's Hot Sauce, and shout out to them. So, here, let's go.
All right, here we go. We can eat the whole thing?
Yep.
I think we have to.
Here you go. It's good.
It's real good.
Oh, man. Really good. What I like about that one is the flavors just over the top. You really hit the lemon, the citrus part of it, but then the heat kicks in right after. That's what I like about that one. Question number 2.
Yeah.
What kicked off your collecting? Now, not just saying about comic books, but what started you to become an actual collector on anything that you chose to do?
Anything that I chose to do?
Yeah, what did you start out with, and then what made you collect?
Oh, lordy. That goes back so far. I think the first thing I collected was Hot Wheels cars. And it didn't matter what it was. It was just if I didn't have it, I wanted it, especially if it was green. I had to have it.
Green.
Yeah, green. So, yeah. from Hot Wheels cars to Micro Machines to Transformers, Lego. Like,
you were a Transformers kid?
They were like these little dinosaur transformer things. They're like some cheap knockoff stuff.
Okay.
So no, not the Transformers, but like the dollar store brand of dinosaur transformers.
The liquidation.
Yeah, more like Liquidation World style. And then got into cards. Every kid my age was into Pokemon cards, and then Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic, and I had a few comics and stuff. Like, everything is a collectible.
Yeah.
So no, I've just always had to collect something. It doesn't matter what it is. I've just always, it was just a goal. It was something to look forward to. Find the next thing. The next thing. And then when you get bored of that, collecting that stuff, you go find something else to collect.
Just a big addiction, right?
All in all, yeah. But yeah, always collected stuff. And honestly, there's a lot of different collecting communities out there. So I've met a lot of good people along the way.
Oh, our community now in comic books, where we are, our comic community is phenomenal. They are just, everyone gets along with everyone, and it's just a real treat to see, because I was there in the early stages of it. It's really grown since then, so it's been fantastic watching it grow, and just really lucky to be a part of the community.
Yeah. All right, so 2 questions in the bag. Now we're on to the third sauce, and this one's actually my personal favorite because I'm really vanilla.
What is it?
This is the Frank's Extra Hot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Extra Hot. Love it. Love it. It is the perfect wing sauce. Got just enough zing to it, just enough flavor to it. It's hands down way better than just the original Frank's. So, again, if you're basic like me, head out to the store, buy yourself some hot honey garlic, some Frank's Extra Hot, and the rest of these are just for show.
Yeah. I know. I remember the last time we had the Frank's Red Hot Extra Hot, and I really enjoyed that, and I thought, you know what, this would be perfect on eggs in the morning. So if you're a breakfast lover, definitely go get that Frank's hot sauce. It's really good. So let's try it out.
You're good.
Here we go.
Cheers.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's everything you want in Frank's hot sauce. Excuse me. Everything you want in a hot sauce with an extra kick. That's really good. Oh, man. Put some eggs on that. Love it. All right, so question number 3 deals with the grading companies, CGC and CBCS. Now, I know a lot of people do enjoy CGC over CBCS in the long-term holds and all that, but for me, it's getting closer and closer to becoming quite even. But there was one topic that came up recently that, it makes a person think, and it was a verifying service that happened, but the person forged the artist's signature on a book, submitted it, and it came back as a verified comic. Now, flags went up everywhere about this, and I kind of want your opinion on the matter of what you think about the CBCS verification service versus, making sure it's a yellow label at CGC, no questions asked. Where do you stand on that topic?
Where do I stand on that? Well, I guess this is a tricky one for me, because when it comes to getting an artist signature or, a writer, any kind of creator signature, it means a lot more to me to be there to have the artist sign it. Because, 1, I get to meet the person. 2, I can verify that they actually did sign it themselves. And that's what's important to me in a book. But a lot of people, you can't get a Stan Lee signature anymore.
No, you can't. So
you have to rely on the books that he did sign in the past if you want to get one. And if you go through CGC, they always have a verified rep there while he signed the book. Then they give it the gold label stamp. CBCS, they hold it up to light. They match it up to some other ones, and they say, yeah, it looks about right. This could be Stan's signature. I would be, especially with this coming out, I'd be more leery about buying from CBCS for a signed book. Yeah. Just because you don't have that guarantee anymore. I do have some books that I had artists sign, but I didn't send them in to get graded because CGC wouldn't recognize it, and CBCS, there's a chance they even kick that back and say it's not authentic. So I don't know. If you want to spend the money to get a signed book and you want that guarantee, go with CGC. If You know, if you trust the grading service, and CBCS is great.
Yeah.
I mean, still buy from them. There's still a very, very good chance that signature is authentic. But you know what? It does kind of cast that bit of doubt now.
Yeah, and that's the scary part, right? Because from that point on, now everybody is red flagged. How do I know that this is actually legit, right? And I know Beckett had a lot, going for it and everything like that. And there has been some errors in the past, especially with CGC too. I mean, CGC is not innocent, but I do question CBCS right now with the verification services and that. And it's tough for places like that we go to because sometimes the grading services aren't there, so you have to kind of watch and like hope for a witness to show up and stuff like that. And sometimes it just gets a really tricky situation that, okay, well, I want to get this autograph from this artist, but there's no grading service here, so how can I get it slapped, right? And that's why I think CBCS verification is really useful.
Yep.
But the trust has been gone now, right? The trust is lost. So how does CBCS come back and get that, right? That's the tricky part.
I mean, going forward, they may need to have some extra proof to verify those signatures. Yeah. Because usually when you do have an artist sign something, it'll come with some kind of little certificate or something like that to say this was signed on this day at this place by this person.
The COA. Yeah.
So if CBCS has that log of, when those artists showed up to those events, that would just add a little bit of extra protection.
Yeah, it makes sense. Okay, so question number 4. We're going to grab into our next one. What
do we got here?
What barbecue or what hot sauce is this?
So this is the Nandos Hot Sauce. It's a it's a piri hot sauce. It's got more of a citrusy flavor to it again, but it's more citrus than Judd's, and just a little different. I think the lime is pretty strong in this. So
yeah, I remember this one. I really enjoy this one. So if you get a chance to get the piri, get the citrus one. It's really good.
The next one, not as much.
Here we go.
Cheers.
Oh yeah. See that to me is like a liquid form of lemon pepper. That's really good. Oh, and there's the heat. Oh, yeah.
I shot a little bit of a sneaky peek to it.
There it is. Hi. Okay, so the question. You collect a lot more of the modern age and the new comics that are coming out recently. And I've kind of dialed back a little bit on the modern stuff. Yep. But I am curious on... I know a lot of people are starting to talk about, these comic storylines are really bad and are just not what they used to be. So my question to you is what do you want to see in a new weekly comic? Whether it be, your favorite superhero doing something or something new completely or whatever. But I want you to kind of talk about what you want to see in the next upcoming stuff.
Okay. Well, actually, that's, I guess, reading the newer stuff. I know what I want to see in it. And, a lot of times the storyline, it leads off in a place that, it's just not something overly care about. But what I care about anyways is villains.
Yeah.
What makes a good hero is having good villains. I mean, Batman is just a guy who wears a black cape, hides in the dark, and dresses like a bat because he's afraid of bats. But nobody would care about him if he didn't have villains that people liked.
The Rogues Gallery for Batman is by far one of the better ones out there, right? So, for sure. I always had the conversation of which one's better, Spider-Man's Rogue Gallery or Batman's. And, depending on the person you talk to, it's about 50-50. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah. For me, I keep up with Spider-Man. Spider-Man recently, again, you're going to hear a lot of complaints. It hasn't been top-notch stuff. But what I would like to see personally is they don't really seem to incorporate the older villains that much.
Okay.
Bring back that Rogues Gallery of characters instead of just introducing newer ones that, nobody has any attachment to them or their story is shallow.
And that's in Spider-Man?
That's in Spider-Man, yeah.
Okay.
Like, you know what? Bring back the original Electro. Bring back Sandman. Bring back Rhino. Bring back, the villains that made us really enjoy following Spider-Man, following that character.
Yeah. So they actually got rid of Rhino and everything for a while.
I don't know, the last 100 issues, he hasn't made an appearance. The only one that's really shown up is Norman Osborn.
Yeah, that's surprising that they would go a different direction. I mean, the Rogues Gallery is by far one of the best in Marvel history, right? So you think they'd lean on it, but maybe they've done it so much that they want to explore something new. Who knows? But I agree. Like, if you have a good Rogues Gallery, you better use it.
Yeah,
right? So
dive into. Actually, I guess they did Craven for a little bit, but
Okay.
not much. And
okay, so next on the block is what?
so next up, we got Nandos Extra Extra Hot. It's a little bit like the Nandos Hot, except less citrus, more heat.
This is where it starts to pick up quite a bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This is kind of the middle end of the the warm up session here.
Okay.
Before we really start to get into the nasty stuff.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
So we're doing this for everybody here. So I just want to take a moment just to say, please subscribe to the channel if you can. I'm going through this pain for everybody, so please give a like, comment, and of course share the page. Thanks so much.
Cheers.
Yep, there it is. Oh, starting to kick up.
You're gonna be in rough shape come the end, buddy.
I know. It's funny because the mild one is just lemon. This one is just straight heat with a hint of lemon. Like, it's like they almost reversed the rules.
Yeah.
Whoa. Good lord. Okay, so the question I have here next is, Jim, I'm really passionate about getting people involved into comic books and enjoying collecting and all that fun stuff. Now, I normally like to ask the question, how does one get someone involved into comic books? How would you go about introducing comic books to a person who has no idea about comics?
Getting somebody fully introduced to it, like brand new.
Yeah.
I know for me, for getting into it, like when I was in kindergarten is when they came out with the 90s Spider-Man TV series. They had McDonald's toys. They gave away free comics like in the kindergarten class. There was those books like Chaos in Calgary and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They were actually, I think they were given away by the RCMP.
The Green Goblin fights the Montreal Expos.
Yes, yeah, stuff like that. So if you can get people interested when they're young, that's huge. For getting people into it when they're a little bit older, truthfully, probably find an MCU movie that would be a good introductory movie. Because what you got to do is you got to get them interested in the characters before you get them interested in the reading. Because reading a comic book, it's different than reading a novel.
So you would actually say, hey, watch this movie first, and then if you like it, I got a whole whack of comics you should read.
Exactly, yeah. You know, you show them, you give them a taste of what it looks like on the big screen, and then say, you know what, there are so many more storylines out there with these characters. You like them? Here you go. Have at her, champ.
Because really, the MCU is just a quarter of what's really out there, right? I mean, MCU has a good storyline and base of character, and they really explore, you know, what the character is all about. But they don't follow all of the story, right? I guess it's the same concept as, you know, a movie based off of a book, right? The book, when you read it, is always better than the actual movie.
I mean, yeah, the movie takes liberties. The movie can only be so long to keep your attention.
Right.
And, I mean, the budget that goes into it and all that other jazz.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, even if you read the book that's, you know, the movie is based off of, there's going to be differences. And it's just a matter of knowing that there is a lot more content out there with those characters if you like them. So yeah, give them the taste. And if it hooks them, introduce them to some more.
Yeah. So with that last question, feel free to comment down below of what you think we could do to actually bring people more into the comic book industry and talk to get them involved with the community themselves. So definitely leave a comment down below. It's an interesting topic that I like to talk about, so make sure to do that.
Absolutely. And if you're watching this video, that means you're interested in it too. So let's keep this hobby going.
Let's grow it up.